also the Education USA Advising Center, and she will talk about it in detail. So welcome you.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm really happy that so many students are interested in studying in the United States. And actually, like your teacher mentions, I'm Viktória and I'm from Devon. And we're having an advising center there, Education USA Advising Center, and also a cultural and information center with a great English language library. And we're organizing tons of programs connected to United States cultural, historical, economic, political, environmental issues are coming up at the American corner, and also studying in the United States issues. Well, all the American corners and also Education USA Advising Centers are a State Department initiatives, and you can find these places and spaces all over the world. So if you're traveling around, you can visit Education USA Advising Centers and also American corners, for example, in France or in Slovakia or in Romania. And if you enter or go to one of our centers, then probably you will find help from us, from advisors, if you want to study in the US. So basically, as far as I know, there was tons of questions from you in connection with how to apply for US universities, or if you have opportunities from high schools from Hungary to go to the US and study there, for example, for 4 years. Actually, I don't really know how many of you are familiar with the American education system. Do you know how many years of university students will spend at US universities at the undergraduate level? 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, 4 years. All right. Is there anyone who's planning to go to the US to study there? You can raise your hand. Okay. I see potential, students going to the US. Well, do you know about scholarships or application processes, anything, or do you have like preferences of universities where you might want to go or to apply for? No, not yet. Okay. Which year are you in? Which year are you in? So first, second, third, second year. Okay, so you've got like 2 more years to go here in high school, right? Actually, I will move back and forth because I have like a slideshow for you so that you can make notes if you wish. But definitely you can post questions all the time, okay, so I can stop as well. And definitely when I'm done, I'm open for all individual questions from you, okay? So I will have to move down here sometimes, to operate this slide as well. So first of all, I think it's very important to mention that in high schools and in colleges, the life is a bit different than the Hungarian high school life and the Hungarian university life as well. So why the United States? There, I guess you can find a very nice saying of why do you think it's important to travel to abroad and spend, for example, years in a different country. Is it loud for you guys? Or because okay. Are you okay? Can you hear me? Okay. So actually, what is important that in the United States at present, there are more than 700,000 international students from all over the world. So basically, from these 700,000 students at present, this year, this moment, there are more than 700 Hungarian students studying at different American institutions. They are either at the undergraduate level or the graduate level or pursuing some PhD, but still they are attending US universities. And also what's important, that if you want to plan to go to the US, you can choose from at least 1,000 fields of study, which means that there are like subfields of biology if you're interested, or if you want to pursue like studies in French, for example, like physical education, you can do that as well. Or if you do anyway, wine tasting professor, you can become that as well. So you can do whatever you want. It's just a fact that there's a lot of choices because there are more than 4,000 universities or colleges that are accredited, which means that you can apply for, and maybe you can use the professional degree what you got back at home in your home country as well. So out of these 4,000 accredited institutions, there are universities, colleges, and community colleges, which all belong to the higher education profile of the United States. And what about the campuses? What's a U.S. campus like? Well, that's a strange question because, you know, if you're entering university here in Hungary, most of the students are commuters, so they're living home and going to the classes, but not really taking part in the life of the university or the extracurricular activities that the universities can offer. But that's totally different with American students because, like most of them, at the age of 18, leaving home, leaving mom and dad, and they are starting their own life at the university or at different states on campus. So this means that really they need to take up courage, and also they have to be very determined about what their plans are for the future. Well, the student body of each campus can be as small as like 600 students. So if you go to US and study at a US university, there might be like 800 students at the whole campus, like your school today, right? There are about 800 students as far as I know, right? And it can go up to like 45,000 of students at one university, okay? That's really a great student body, which means that it could be like as big as a city in Hungary, okay? This is also the area of the campus as well. So it's as huge as a city here in Hungary. Also, if you want to go to study there, I know it's pretty far for some of you because you're in your first years, but still, you can acquire all kinds of degrees. You can pursue 2 years of study. You can pursue 4 years of study. Actually, it's pretty similar to the Hungarian system at the moment in terms of separating different degrees. Because, like, if you get out of high school, you can go and do a vocational training or a 2-year training at a community college, which means that you can learn something very specific, very practical, and acquire different skills in different fields, okay? For example, if you're very good at arts, then you can choose a school where you elaborate on painting, or you learn how to take good photos, or you learn graphic design. You can also learn as a makeup artist, okay, for 2 years. But if you have different dreams and you want to go on to universities, then for your first degree, which is called the bachelor's degree, then you will need to attend 4 years of university at the undergraduate level, okay? Which is basically the bachelor's degree here in Hungary, but it's 3 years now. And after that, pursuing that degree, you can go on to the master's level, which is graduate studies in the United States, and that's further 2 years or 1 year, depending on the degree that you're looking for. Okay. And also, I know that many of you are having the question like, how much does it cost if I want to attend the US university? I'm not saying that it's for free. Definitely it's not. But there are tons of scholarships available for international students. Okay, I will talk about that as well later. But if you're really good at sports, for example, or if you're joining a club, or you have something else to do outside of school, you're good at music, or you're good at, for example, performing arts, then maybe you can apply for such scholarships for your universities, okay? Which will decrease the cost of your studies. Because I really need to let you know that if American students are applying, then their parents and their family is preparing for these studies for years, okay? So they're saving money each year for the studies of their kids. Well, with international students, what you can do is search for scholarships here in Hungary offered by the Hungarian government, or search for foundations where they're offering scholarships on different terms, okay? And also, you can look for financial aid and go and work, for example, for 1 or 2 years after high school as well, and then saving some money for your international studies. Because it's very diverse, like how they are setting up tuition fees for American universities. It can start with $15,000 and go up to $60,000 Well, getting to school. Actually, you were asking Elizabeth Webster, like, what's an average teenager life like? Well, I'm sure that you're familiar with the side here with the bus. So why I'm coming up with high school is the fact that, for example, if you want to go on to your university, then it's important to plan your high school years ahead. Because if you have plans and if you're conscious about what you want to pursue later on, then definitely it's good to do certain things in high school. For example, make the decision that you might want to do your studies abroad. And if you're done with this, then probably it's good to do some extracurricular activities, okay? Which American students are pretty often do, okay? So they're really going to school and usually spend their whole day there. And how they do it, okay? They usually go by bus, they walk, or they spend some time with their parents in the morning in the car, and that's who are taking them to school. But then the rest of the day is happening at school. When the school day is over, they're either staying in the school, joining certain clubs, okay, or doing some extracurricular activities outside of school. But many of the high schools are offering elective courses. So, for example, in Hungary, you have like set courses what you need to take: biology, history, chemistry, right? Hungarian literature and grammar. But for American students at high school, it's totally different, which means that basically they can pick classes from all kinds of fields. And by the end of the 4 years, they are not really covering each and every field of study, which means they will really need to pursue those information and also the field of study at university in the first 2 years. Okay. At school, at high school, like you do, they have different things that they can do. For example, they can join drama groups. They can join a photo club. Okay, they can also take part in student government activities, which are really a good point later on if you're doing your application for university. Okay. Yeah, like I told, there are different classes that they can choose. And like Elizabeth mentioned, there are a lot of students in the United States who are really pursuing some jobs after school. They either work in a restaurant or they just do some community work at a library, which they're not really getting a salary for, but it will be a good thing as an experience for them in the future as well. Volunteering is also something that's very common in general in the United States. So I don't know how many of you are familiar, for example, with the NGOs or non-governmental organizations or civil society work here, for example, in Tóth. If you know of any of those, you can just go there and ask them if you could help them with something, if you could help their work somehow, and maybe later on you will just figure out why this thing will be important for you in your future career, for example. Okay. Well, getting ready for college, university, or community college. Well, do you know what's the difference between college and university? Okay. Anyone? Well, college is pretty bad and university is amazing, right? What is a community college? I think you've heard of that, right? Okay, so university, college, and community college is something different in the United States. However, it won't mean something different in quality, okay? It will be something institutional that is different between university and colleges. So if you go to a college, then you can spend like 4 years in a college and get your degree. And also in a college, maybe you will not have all kinds of fields of study that you can pursue, but that college will focus or concentrate on certain fields of interest, sciences, arts, okay? And they are usually offering an undergraduate degree, a bachelor's degree, they're not really going on teaching students at the graduate level. But if you're applying for university, it means that you will have a wide range of choices at the university itself, because if you feel like, you can stay at that university after 4 years of undergraduate studies and go on to graduate level studies there as well. Well, community colleges, it's not something like okay, okay? It's very different, okay? It's very professional, extremely high quality, and also you can transfer to universities after pursuing 2 years of study in a community college. Or you can do something else and also just employ yourself somewhere outside the world and not going on with your studies to the undergraduate level. Okay. What's also important that in the US you can hear about public and private institutions. Well, there's a difference between public and private. If a university is a public university, it means that a certain state is funding, okay, the university and helping students to enter financially. So, for example, if you as a student want to pursue studies in California and he was born in California, then maybe he can get a lower tuition for getting into university at his or her home state. Well, for private universities, there is in general a higher tuition fee, but also a lot more scholarships available, even for international students. Many of the state-funded universities, the public universities and private universities, are offering scholarships for the students who are attending or applying for that institution. It's just the fact that for state-funded universities, it's very hard to get a full scholarship, okay? Maybe for private universities, you will find some more opportunities or options to get a full tuition waiver scholarship. What is a tuition? Okay, well, you have to pay for your studies each year. That's the tuition part of it. You will have to pay for your meal plan. So you get foods all around the year. Okay, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You will have to pay for housing, so that you will definitely live in a dormitory or outside of campus in a house. For internationals, it's more general to live on campus, actually. And also, you will really need to pay for your books and for everyday expenses. Well, for books, it's pretty hard to measure like how much you will need to pay. It really depends on the major that you're choosing. Okay, it can be from a few $100s to several thousands of dollars each year, but definitely there are financial aids available for international students for that as well. If you want to go to a US institution, for international students there are special things, special requirements that you will need to fulfill before handing in your application to the US university. First of all, what is more, you will have to have good grades, so your academics needs to be pretty up. Then there will be special requirements such as taking certain admission tests for US universities. For example, the SAT, Standardized Admission Test. Is there anyone who've heard of this test before? Is that me? Okay, no, not really. Okay, this is a test that is required from US students as well if they want to pursue undergraduate studies, which means that they will be measured by their reading skills, verbal and analytical skills. And also you will need to take another exam which measures your language abilities, which is the TOEFL exam. Have you heard of this one? TOEFL? Or IELTS? Okay. This is an internationally recognized exam that is required by US universities if you want to go there to study. Well, US universities are asking for a certain or average points in the tests, okay? So for example, for TOEFL, you need to do around 100 points or 80, 90 points for undergraduate studies to be applicable for that university. Well, the next point for them is 120. So Hungarian students are really doing good in all these exams, actually. Well, also there's a long process of common application, which means that you will need to write essays, which I think you do anyways here at school as well. It will need to be in English, and it will be the school who will ask for certain questions, and you will need to respond to that. And the universities are basically having admissions officers who are reading through all the application papers, all the application essays from international students, and they are deciding on a holistic approach, which means that they're like taking a look at your grades, your admission tests, results, and also your personal essay, and your common application, and also a financial aid package. So quite a few things. So that's why we are suggesting for Hungarian students to start their application processes 1 or 1.5 years before they're planning to start their studies in the United States. Well, there are application deadlines. If you're like in your 3rd year here in Hungary, at the end of the school year, you can start searching for US universities and start your application process by selecting 20 or 10 universities out of the 4,000, okay? It's not a big deal, I can tell you, because there are lots of aids by internet, okay? So you can get access to certain search sites, which I will get to you, okay, at the end of the presentation, where you'll be able to search for options of schools and fields of interest as well. Okay. Also for teachers, it's important to know that students will be required to get recommendation letters from their teachers. It depends on the schools. Probably some of the schools are saying that, well, we need 2 recommendation letters from your teachers and the counselor. And also, some schools will say that, okay, 1 is enough, or we need 3. It really depends. And there are a lot of helping aids on internet for teachers and for students how to write a recommendation letter. Okay. Well, what's also important is that don't be scared of the information that I'm giving out here at this point, because there are people out there helping you, like I'm doing it each and every day with students. So there are tons of Education USA advising centers, and you can get well in contact online with admissions officers online too from US universities, and also Hungarian Education USA advisors all around the country. So if you have further questions or something is not really clear about how to do it, or why am I saying so many things to you today and that information is just too much, then later on you can come up with individual questions, okay, which we can definitely answer. Well, about college life. Well, actually, I know it's really a hard decision for each and every student to go to different city, even in Hungary, and pursue studies far away from family. But I'm sure that it's something, such a challenge that you can really, really stand for all the time, because it means some kind of like a route to your future career or individual career, and help you become a full person or a well-rounded person in your later life. Well, at US universities, what is important that at the undergraduate level, there are classes that you will really need to take. But for the first 2 years, if you don't really want to choose a major, or you don't really know what to do, or what kind of a major you want to do later on, then you do not really have to decide. Because the way the universities are setting their curriculum is that for the first 2 years, basically you can pick classes from all kinds of fields. So basically you can pick a biology class, and then a chemistry, and also Spanish language. These are totally different areas, but still it will make you more open to things that are not certainly familiar with you at that point. And also after 2 years, you can choose that you later want to pursue. For example, if you want to be a historian, then you can take up a lot of history classes. Or you can do a minor, which is kind of like a specialization. So if besides becoming a historian, you are interested in political science, then as a minor, you can take up classes and credits with political science courses as well. Well, definitely what is more at US University is that in your free time, you can join all kinds of clubs, fraternities, and sororities, which means that in these little groups, individual groups, people come together who are trying to do research at a certain field or try to do community work for the university. So basically, you can spend your free time doing club activities at the university or volunteering at certain parts of the university. All the people or all the students and international students are eligible for working on campus as well. It's like 20 hours of work a week, and you can do it on campus in your first year of university studies. And later on, if you wish, you can go outside the university and search for some jobs for yourself in the city where you're residing, actually. Okay. And probably after 4 years of studying at this institute, you can get your bachelor's degree, which can be a liberal arts degree, which means that you are covering scientific and also art subjects, and you are not having a degree in a certain field, but you covered everything, and you can go on to graduate studies for 2 more years. Or you can search for a degree in engineering or also IT services or information technology subfields at the undergraduate level. I know that your teachers mentioned that some of you are interested in informatics and also maybe graphic design or something, so you can come up to me afterwards. So basically, what's important that today US campuses are very diverse in terms of the student body. And there's a tendency to make it even more diverse, and they are searching for certain individuals and certain countries, and I'm sure that Hungarians are pretty at the top of their requests for students from Central and Eastern Europe. So I'm sure that your chances are pretty good. And also, one more thing is that there are special scholarships for high school students. One of them is the Klein Family Scholarship. I don't know if you're familiar with this one or no, but each and every year, one Hungarian student can get that scholarship and go to a Tennessee university, maybe Swain University, which provides that student with a 4-year full scholarship. Well, the deadline for that application this year is December the 13th, and actually it requires not much from you, but a nice essay. It can be a writing sample from earlier classes as well, and also your credentials, school credentials, and also something in connection with your language exams, okay? Proof of knowledge of English language. That's what you really need to hand in, and then they will make a decision later on here in Hungary, a committee, and then send the applications to the Tennessee University to make a final decision on the applicants. So that's a good option for you. And also there is another one, NYU, New York University, is offering scholarships, full scholarships for students from all over the world, because they're having a very nice campus in Abu Dhabi. And they're really looking for the best and top students from all over the world, having a great source of future leaders in the world. If you need information, then you can visit all the sites that you can here see in the slides. The educationusa.state.gov, well, that's our website, where basically you can follow through the 5 steps of studying in the USA, which means that from the beginning of the idea coming up to you to travel to the US, you can just the American forum, also the Education USA things on Facebook, where we post each and every day scholarship opportunities, and you can just come up with questions to us as well. We will answer definitely. And also the Fulbright page, where they will redirect you to the standardized tests, so you can get familiar with the details of those, the TOEFL test as well, and you can take part in certain prep sessions for the TOEFL, for the SAT exams with them. Okay, I mentioned limit line. Okay. And basically, here are some more points about what is important if you want to apply. Because the scholarships are based on two different values. One is the merit-based and one is the need-based. So I know that for Hungarian students it's pretty hard to pay for the tuition, but then you can apply for a need-based scholarship, which means that they will evaluate your application on your financial background and financial needs, which is really good for Hungarian students, I can say. And also the merit-based things is nice for Hungarians, as you're really, really good academically as well. And those scholarships, the merit-based ones, are really determining the application process and the access to university based on your academic things at school, at high school, okay? And extracurricular activities, competitions that you're taking part. Okay, what to do? Well, what to do? First of all, visit those websites which were here before, and also try to search the websites of American universities, because they are putting on loads of information for you. So basically, if you search the website for international students, then you can find relevant information which will help you go through the application process. Also, pick the size of the university, because I know that America is a vast country and you have preferences where to go and how to live there. So basically, if you know yourself, you can realize where you want to go. You want to be in a busy, huge city with lots of students all around you and a lot of cultural events going on, or you just want to go to a suburban area or a rural place where you can just hang out and get a calm impression of the United States. That's also a point that you need to determine. And of course, the search engines, the sites, and the books will help you find majors, find schools. And I also need to let you know that definitely we in Hungary know about Ivy League universities, top universities like Harvard, Princeton, Yale, but as Education USA advisors, we're suggesting all the applicants to look for universities that are best fits for you guys, because it's really important that you will feel good at the university and you will be able to do what you really want, because there are tons of things that you can do there. For example, the girl from last year who won the Klein Scholarship now is in Tennessee, and actually she's taking up, well, as far as I know, a pilot course, which means that she can drive an airplane or something, because that's also part of the curriculum and it's for free for her. Or if you're at the American university, you can further apply for scholarships, because she's doing international relations, which means that for 1 year she'll travel to probably Asia, and then she'll go to Africa. So you can further extend your point of view and your studies when you're at the American university. And what is more, I know about this university that they're having forestry, and they have their own forest where students can do research. So these options and these opportunities are really amazing, and I'm sure that it's really good to search a bit for those, because that will really help you become a strong person and a really great leader later here in Hungary. So I would like to finish here at this point, because I see that all of you are pretty exhausted at this point. But thank you so much for your attention. And if you have anything that you feel that you need to know, just come up. I'm here probably for the rest of the day. And have a good day. And I'm really happy that I can meet you all here. Until 5.